A happy homecoming it was for the Wisconsin Badgers on a crisp, cool fall afternoon at Camp Randall Stadium. The Badgers, with a big play from Ricardo Hallman at the end of the first half, move on with a 24-13 win against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Braylon Allen rushes for triple digits, scored a touchdown, and Tanner Mordecai threw a touchdown to freshman tight end Tucker Ashcraft. Made the Badgers a 2-0 team in Big Ten play, getting ready for the Iowa Hawkeyes coming to town next Saturday. We'll hear from some of the winning players. We'll also check in with Badgers defensive lineman James Thompson Jr. and our weekly sit-down with head coach Luke Fickell. All coming up on today's edition of the Badgers Sports Report. Baker stays in there. Mordecai fakes the handoff to him. Now swings it to Jackson. Catching outside the numbers. Left side bangs his way inside the 25. And he brought it to Tyreen Powell, who will get credit for the tackle. But it was Jackson Aker initiating the contact from the 18 of Rutgers, 1st and 10. And Mordecai was an errant snap, but he pulls it down. Handoff Braylon up the middle, cutting left to the 15, to the 10. Allen to the 5. Allen to the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Braylon Allen from 18 yards away. Gavin Wimsatt takes the snap. Badgers bringing heat. Wimsatt throws to the right. Picked off Ricardo Hallman at the 10. Left side 20. He's to the 30. To the 40. Hallman the 50. To the 40. Angles right 30. 20. 10. 5. Touchdown Wisconsin. Ricardo Hallman from one end of the yard to the other and to the house. And it's 16-0. Wisconsin.
You know, we watched a bunch of film on Rutgers, and we knew that once it got to like the tight red zone and just like they run a lot of crossers, a lot of kind of in-out concepts and stuff like that. So ultimately, when I see my guy come off the line slow and shoot inside, I knew it would probably be like number 2 coming out or something like that. So once I was able to see that, you know, ultimately I was able to kind of jump in front of him, not let him catch it, and ultimately get there and get the interception.
Definitely did shift the momentum of the game, and it was awesome to see. Ricardo's a dog, and obviously we all knew that, but I gotta say it's probably the loudest I've heard Camp Randall get, and it was just an awesome moment for him, and like you said, kind of shifting that momentum for us.
Let's go, man! Hey, you done my 3? 1, 2, 3.
The end around, Chemere Dike to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Wisconsin! Pass pops out of the air, it's picked off by Muma Jameta. He's gone! Braylon Allen all the way! Touchdown, Wisconsin! And it's picked off by Hunter Waller. There is a big, big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors, buildingwisconsintogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Something big is happening. Introducing Hy-Vee Perks. Now, Hy-Vee Fuel Saver is Hy-Vee Perks. Get the same great benefits like fuel savings. Plus, save even more on hundreds of products store-wide with H Perks prices. Like Tide, H Perks price $9.97. And bananas, H Perks price 39 cents a pound. Make the switch or sign up today. It's free and easy.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. during training, no school loans, and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
From the Badger 11-yard line, third down. Rutgers bringing four. Mordecai with time, shoots it over the middle. Caught by Bryson Green across the 30-yard line and up to the 33. 3rd and 8 from the Rutgers 25-yard line. Mordecai back to throw, steps up, fires to the left, and another sliding catch is made. And it's Poling again at the 15-yard line at a first down with 2 yards to spare. Mordecai looks to throw, looks right, looks left, throws left, end zone, caught! Tucker Ashcraft, touchdown Wisconsin! Mordecai to the freshman, Ashcraft, and it's 23-6, Wisconsin. On 2nd and 10, Rutgers. Jackson starts in motion to the formation. Wins it, gets the snap, looks to throw, looks left, throws it left, end zone, wants Jackson, incomplete. Good work, that's one of the freshmen back there, the Badgers freshman corner, Jonas Duclona.
My confidence is always going to be high because I know the type of player I am and I know the type of player I can be. So, it is cool getting these interceptions, but no matter if I get them or not, I'm going to play with the same mindset, same mentality because I know kind of my ceiling and how good I can be and how prepared I am for every game. So I just don't let it get me too high or get too low, no matter the ups or downs. I'm just going to keep playing no matter what.
He really is, I want to say a centerpiece for this defense. Just because the energy he brings, he's never too high or too low. He's just very consistent, and I love the dude, and he's going to keep doing really good things for us.
I thought seeing Jackson out there was awesome. It really wasn't a surprise to me because I know how talented that running back room is. So, unfortunately, when Ches went down, we all were hurt, and we all worried about how things would go in the running back room. But we had guys step up like Jackson did today, and I look forward to watching him the rest of the year.
Yeah, I've always thought of myself as a power back, and me and Bray actually mentioned to Coach Longo. We asked him if he ever thought he was going to have 2 power backs in an air raid offense. So I thought that was kind of fun.
We had a couple plays that kind of broke down, and Tanner was able to really make something out of nothing. And he's just so fun to play with. Nothing's ever really a dead play with the ball in his hand.
Tanner's like the best leader you could have. He's the best quarterback you have for your team because Tanner, he's like the ultimate competitor. He competes in everything he does, and me personally, I'm pretty sure the offense can all agree with me, but when things aren't going right, we're going to look at Tanner and see how Tanner reacts. We know Tanner's going to react the right way every time. He's going to lead us the right way.
Just only scoring 17 points offensively, I didn't think it had to be that close. So we're going to learn from it, get better going forward.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. We believe in financial security for Wisconsin public school employees and their families. WEA Member Benefits, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
I had big dreams. Then I got sick. UW Health made it their mission to give me a fresh start and a new kidney. Now my dreams are infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
In the last few years, or for Packer fans, the last couple of weeks, we've seen some interesting philosophies in play about the two-point conversion. We are seeing teams, at least in pro ball, go for it a little bit more than what we're used to seeing. And maybe from time to time in college, the Packers, of course, down 14 in the fourth quarter in that recent game with the Saints, scored, went for 2 and got it, and then scored another touchdown, kicked the PAT to win it. And with that as a backdrop, we're joined now by head coach Luke Fickell. And Luke, I mentioned that in the NFL. I know that was something at Cincinnati you didn't probably need to do a whole lot, but are you noticing it a little bit more in the college game too, going for it where maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago they wouldn't?
There's no doubt. I think all those things, whether it's two-point conversions, whether it's fourth downs, as you get into some of the analytics, they would always tell you that it's a greater chance for things when you go for it, whether it's two-point conversions, whether it's fourth downs, and just the nature of it. I think you're seeing a lot more of it. I'm surprised as to the success rate, at least in the NFL, that the 40% or
high 40s.
That seems to be really high. But I think that that's a trend that you're seeing. We were fortunate enough not to have to chase a whole lot of points at Cincinnati for a while, and we were in great situations and never felt like that was something that was a philosophy of ours. As you know, we went for it, to make it 21 against Purdue a few weeks ago. But I think those are those situations you're always looking at, and I think we're much more prepared at what's going on, whether it's early in the fourth quarter, late in the third quarter, of the big picture of things than you were maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah, in that game, Purdue was getting into a rhythm offensively too. I always wondered, and I've asked coaches this through the years, there is the card and there is the analytics, what's there in black and white. And then there's also the gut feeling, flow of the game. Is that always that balance that you're trying to find between those two?
Yeah, I believe so. The analytics doesn't get into the mix of emotions and flow of a game and a lot of other things that has a factor in it. So I think that you got to be careful. You got to be smart. You got to have a philosophy of what you believe and what it is that you're chasing. And it can come back to hurt you. There was a game the other night that they went for two, didn't get it. The next thing you know, there's a score. Now they're down 9 with a few minutes to go in the game, and now it puts you in a really tough situation. So I think there's a balance. You got to figure out and know what the philosophy of your program and team's got to be, and then what it is you're trying to do.
It was interesting. You mentioned chasing the points a couple minutes ago, where it used to be you would never go for 2 before the fourth quarter. That isn't always the case. And again, that could vary program to program, philosophy, one coach to another, right? There's no hard fast rule there as to whether to do that.
Yeah, I think it's some of those things too, where if you believe that field goals aren't going to win football games, right? So that's why a lot more people are going for it, especially into the red zone and things like that. If you go in and you just feel like field goals are not going to win these games, then even early on you got to be more aggressive. And then there's some that just still believe in, field goals are a really good thing and take the points and when you can get them. And I think it has something to do with what you believe is your strengths of your team as well.
I mentioned the Packers example, and you're in the course of getting your team ready for the next game, but I don't know how much of other college coaches you converse with or pro coaches, your buddy with the Titans, Mike Vrabel. Do you guys you bounce stuff off each other? Do you have the time to do that during the course of a season?
Not as much during a season, preseason, in the off season. If there's ever a question, yeah, I do. And I still think those 2 games are different. And I think that, not completely different, but I think uniquely different in some ways. But I still think it has more to do with the philosophy. So he is a great reference to me because we have very similar philosophies on what we think it takes to be successful. And whether that means going for 2 or going for it on fourth down or playing some really good defense.
Yeah, we mentioned it. To sum up, I mentioned the 2-point conversion. A lot of teams are almost automatically going for it on fourth down. It could be 4th and 3, 4th and 4, sometimes in their own territory. That's something that seems to be more prevalent in the college game.
There's no doubt. It is definitely noticeable, especially in the last 5 or 6 years. We talked about a little bit. Our issue sometimes even in our rush defense has been on third down, and you're seeing a lot more teams. 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 6. They're running the football and trying to stay out of allowing guys to gang up on overload pressures and things like that. But also with the philosophy of, hey, if we only get 3 or 4 yards, there's a good chance we're going to go for this thing. And when you know that as an offense, you can attack things a little bit different. You can take some more chances, and that doesn't mean just throwing the football. That means trying to get yourself 4 or 5 yards and put you in a situation where you're going to go for it on 4th and 3 or 4th and 4.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the philosophy here. Analytics, not just a baseball thing. You see it throughout all sports, and football is certainly one of those. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with this week's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Something big is happening. Introducing Hy-Vee Perks. Now, Hy-Vee Fuel Saver is Hy-Vee Perks. Get the same great benefits like fuel savings. Plus, save even more on hundreds of products store-wide with H Perks prices. Like Tide, H Perks price $9.97. And bananas, H Perks price 39 cents a pound. Make the switch or sign up today. It's free and easy.
WEA Member Benefits, dedicated to helping Wisconsin public school employees become financially secure with programs designed for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Every football coaching staff is looking for playmakers, and not just on the offensive side, on the defensive side. And I'm sitting next to somebody who certainly is a playmaker along that defensive line, James Thompson Jr., getting the quarterbacks for sacks and pressures. We'll get to that. But anytime I talk to somebody from Cincinnati, as I did recently with Coach Scruggs, the defensive line coach, Gray Scruggs, the Skyline Chili question comes up. Every people who are at all familiar with watching an event, it's a Bengals game, a Reds game, Skyline Chili comes up at some point. James, what I've always noticed, people either really like it or really would prefer something else. Where do you stand on that big question?
Oh, I'm ride or die Skyline Chili, man. Ride or die. He's right across from my school too, from Vine Street, right down the street. You know, always give me a 3-way, oyster crackers, hot sauce, some sour cream on top, mix it up. You know, people always like come over here and talk about Skyline Chili. Like, oh, what's that? You you got some chili sauce, a lot of cheese, but then the noodles, like noodles and chili, like yes. But trust me, when you try it, so good, so good. But the menu is like, it's not just like noodles and chili. There's like the conies, there's a burrito, there's tacos, there's dip. Like there's so many crazy things Skyline be doing. But Skyline, I feel like you gotta like be around there to really embrace the real chili.
Yeah, no doubt. Your position coach, man, he said he's not hearing it. Like anybody who wants to talk down on it, he's not having it. So beside the obvious of your ability, you guys had to hit it off because of your love for Skyline.
Oh, right, doubt, man. Doubt. Best victory meal ever, man. After the games in high school, we go down to Skyline Chili, open late too. You know, that's a good vibe.
It's quite the free ad you're getting there, but I teed it up for him. James, let's talk about, we get to football here because Coach Scruggs talked about you as like, hey, he's becoming one of those guys who could get to the quarterback, who can be a disruptor. You started pretty much the last half of last season. We'll go back to then. Did you feel more confident every week? You're getting out there, you're getting more reps. It just felt like you were really getting into the flow of things and what they were looking for from you?
Oh, without doubt. You know, starting with last year when Mullins went down and I got to take up the role at the defensive end, you know, I realized that this team is relying on me to make a play, and I don't want to be that guy to let this team down. So, you know, as reps come by and time come by, I'm seeing these formations over and over and over again, and just come moving in slow motion. So, like, you know, to be able to prepare the right way, prepare like a pro, and be able to step on that field and do what I need to do and execute the game plan, and make the plays that I'm supposed to make. And as time goes by, and from this season, from spring ball to fall camp, and now week 4 of the season, you know what I'm saying, the reps come by, everything comes seeing like as each other, you know, now instead of just like worrying about what the play is, it's just, okay, just play fast, you know, and that's the beauty of this, you know, the reps you can get from this, you keep seeing it over and over again, now you become a football player instead of being a robot.
Absolutely. It takes a while, right? Yeah. To just trust the process, as coaches say, and don't think, just react.
Just react, yeah. Well, it's like this is my 4th year here, you know, freshmen and everything, you know, they all got to work with the playbook, the formation and everything. Like, I never heard of gun far or gun near, you know what I'm saying, or worry about packaging, stuff like that. Like, but, like, you know, it's going to take years, maybe some time to get used to it. Some pick up faster than others, but, you know, it's a process.
Every coaching staff has different philosophies on how do you want to play defense. This is a little bit different, I guess, now from what you went through last year or what you played last year. Is it fair to say, I'm looking at this kind of with layman's eyes here, James, they looking for you guys on the D-line to be more into attack mode and go out there and make plays? Is that fair to say?
Oh, yeah, well, you know, we got, as Coach Scruggs always wanted to enforce on the D-line, like, you know, we got to be the tone setters, you know. It starts with us, and it's always going to start. If we dominate the line of scrimmage, there's going to be a lot of wins in the win column for Wisconsin, you know. So, you know, he put the focus, he put the pressure on us and make sure we do our job, make sure we do it fast and everything, you know. He always told us, like, you're going to have 3, 4, 5 plays straight and everything. We're going to sub you out. So go 3, 4, 5 plays, you better play 100%. All you got and everything. You see it in practice, each time we go in drills and everything, we try to get vertical knock back, and then we run back to the ball, then run back to the line and do it again over and over and over again. We try to install that motor, that mindset that we got to be the best and no one can touch us. So, every week and every day we try to install that mindset and mentality for us as a front. Because if we do our job, then everybody's going to do their job a lot more easier.
You've gotten to the quarterback a few times, that close to a safety in the Washington State game, I guess. But Coach Fickell had an interesting comment to those of us in the media and for fans watching. Sacks are great, but it's really about disruptions. And I'm thinking of some turnovers that have happened that you and some of your teammates have been able to. You didn't get the sack, but you got pressure. You forced the quarterback maybe to throw it when he didn't want to. That's something that, I'm sure you want to get as many sacks as you can, but the hurries, all of that, that's a big deal with this defense, right?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. It's always Coach Croswell having a relentless motor. You never know when you're going to have that sack. And if you don't get a sack, guess what? You get a pressure, a QB hit. That's going to go off the time of the QB. QBs, they don't get hit all spring ball, fall camp, but when the season comes, they start getting hit. So if you repeatedly keep hitting the quarterback over and over and over again, go back to the time, and then you're going to worry about, the passer's going to come now, So every single time we practice and drill and everything, we try to finish the play. And I feel like that when we get after it and we keep hitting the quarterback and we try to get pressure off of him or matching the hand and everything, deflections and everything, I feel it's going to mess with the time of the QB and mess with the mentality, and that's what we continue to try to do.
It's fun watching this defensive line continue to evolve. Ben Barton's been around here a little bit. He's getting more run. We're seeing Kurt Neal get in there a little bit. Darian Varner, obviously a transfer from Temple. You guys feeling like as this, each week goes along here that you're building that depth? I mean, you mentioned a couple minutes ago, play as hard as you can. If it's 4, 5, 6 plays, and then we'll get somebody in for you. You feel like, I want to forget Gio Paez up front. You feeling like you're getting there, getting that depth going where Coach Scruggs can do that, rotate you guys, keep you fresh?
Without a doubt, that like Coach Scruggs, he wants the twos to be just as good as the ones. He wants the threes to be just as good as the twos and the ones, So, we try and rotate 8 guys. So, not only because we're not trying to have the starters be playing every single rep. If they do, then when fourth quarter come around, legs we dead. So we got to have our backups be just as good as the ones and know exactly what they do. So rotation with Vaughn, Gio, Ben, Rodaz, Kurt, etc. Those guys got to be equally, if not better, than what the previous player do.
Give us an idea. Big Ten football is so much fun. The crowds, the pageantry. Can you sense it when you guys are on D and you've got a team that's in a tough spot, 3rd and long, when you're playing at Camp Randall? Can you feed off of that crowd and then just the atmosphere for a game here?
Oh, without a doubt. Fourth quarter come around, you just got to jump around and stuff like that. It's our defense turn. We get a stop and then another stop, and then we get a sack or a deflection or a PBU or a sack. Definitely the other sideline now would be quiet because I got nothing to cheer off of it. And you hear our crowds going crazy and loud and cheering for us and everything. It's going to change momentum. This game is a big momentum game. A lot of stuff can happen one way or another, and especially if the defense come play, they do their job, especially in the fourth quarter, then it's going to be a long time, a long day for the other team. So,
yeah. You seem like you guys keep it fun, right? I mean, it's a tough game, right? I don't have to tell you that. You don't need me to tell you that, but it's important to just be able to laugh and enjoy this too, right? It seems like you guys are pretty good at that.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, man. This is football don't last forever, so right now you're trying to enjoy every single moment you can, I feel like that people are too worried about, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to focus, lock in, this and that, I got to worry about this. But this is a game, Kids play this game, but now we get to do it at the next level, and we do it at the competitive level. And I just feel like people just forget about that mindset of it. At the end of the day, you're still playing a game.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Right.
And you're playing it at a high level. It's James Thompson Jr., part of that defensive line here for the Wisconsin Badgers. We'll take a break. More to come on the Badger Sports Report.
I had big dreams. Then I got sick. UW Health made it their mission to give me a fresh start and a new kidney. Now my dreams are infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. During training, no school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors, buildingwisconsintogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badgers look to go to 3-0 in Big Ten play. They have the home field again this Saturday afternoon, taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes in that annual tough rivalry matchup. Kickoff set for 3 o'clock Central Time. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.